Hello, BookTube. I'm now in focus, and I'm here with another video. Yes, yes, yes. One so soon after the other, aren't you lucky? You lucky little dogs. No, so today we're doing a video for Catalyst Reads. Catalyst Reads is previously known as Michael S.D., previously known as Michael S. Deutsch. He's a man with more enigma than Prince. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm doing a book tag today. I don't have the big black book of book tags. I do have the book. It's not like the discussion hat. It's not Gone Walkabouts. I don't actually own a pen, though. I don't own a pen. What hath life? What doth life? So today we're doing. Today we're going to be doing the Clean Slate book tag, which was created recently by Catalyst Reads as part of his relaunch of his channel, I guess. Today we're going to be using the big computer of book tags to do the book tag. So it's going to be really good. How many more times can I say book tag in this intro? Forget it. Right, let's get on with it. Number 1, are there any genres you want to read more or less of in 2018? That's a great question. I think genres-wise, I'm actually pretty covered. I do sci-fi, fantasy, horror, crime, thrillers, YA, contemporary, non-fiction. I've got it all. I do everything. I'm a Renaissance man. But actually, what I do want to read more of is short fiction. I do not read almost any short stories at all. I have read the Witcher short stories. And that's literally, I think, about it in terms of short stories. So I would love to read more short fiction, more short stories next year. So if you've got any recommendations for great short story collections, send them my way. I'll probably give them a read eventually, maybe at some point. Who knows? Number 2. Are there any books recently that you've read that have challenged or changed some of your philosophies and beliefs? That's a very deep question, isn't it? Books that have challenged or changed my philosophies or beliefs. In terms of fiction books, no, not at all. But in terms of non-fiction, actually, yes. Surprisingly, no is a 4-letter word. How I Failed Spelling but Succeeded in Life by Chris Jericho has actually changed the way I think about certain situations. Actually, before reading that book, I think it would be fair to describe me as a pessimist in terms of how to do things, like going out and doing things, in challenging myself to do new things. I would always sort of take that stance of, well, thinking about it like, oh, this is the worst case scenario, this is probably what will happen to me. And as a result of that, I tended to have a thing where I would always try and just give up, essentially. I would essentially give up on something before I'd even really tried it. And after reading this book, I came around to the idea that it's always worth trying. Even if you end up failing, it is always worth giving it a go. Putting aside that, oh, like, I'll try and do this, but I don't think I'll succeed. Put that to one side and say, I'm going to do this. Don't give yourself a preconceived notion of the outcome. Just say what you're going to do and do that. So that's good. That's what's challenged me recently, and it was a good challenge. Thanks, Chris Jericho, I guess. Right, number 3. Who would you recommend a newbie to BookTube to watch? So I would suggest you start in a way that pretty much everyone starts. Click a video that you think looks interesting. It doesn't have to be someone you'll end up subscribing to. It doesn't have to be someone you're really interested in. Just click a video, see what they have to say. If you like their stuff, then give them a subscribe. Then go down to their comments section. That's sort of where you'll find all the people that are similar to them for the most part. Apart from like the really, really big booktubers, where in the comments you'll see 10,000 comments that are not replied to, just from kids. But for most people, mid-tier and below, I guess, in terms of BookTube, go into their comments, see who's talking to them on there, because they're going to be similar people, they're going to have similar ideas, and check those guys out. So that's what I would recommend. Just scroll through videos randomly until you find someone you like, and then go and fucking watch all their friends. I don't know. Number 4, do you have a book bucket list? He means here, do you have a list of books that you want to read before you die, which is the more morbid way of just saying, are there books you want to read whilst you're alive? So I don't have a book bucket list, but what I do want to do, especially in the next year or so, is hit all of those like cornerstones of genres. You've got your works of H.P. Lovecraft, you've got Lord of the Rings, you've got Dune. Like, these are all sort of big tentpole works that I haven't really read any of, and it would be great, I think, just to get that solid basis. Like, I know what all of these things are about on a surface level, but I've not read them personally, so it would be interesting, I think, to go into that and read those. So that, I guess, is on my book bucket list. Number 5, what is it about BookTube that has surprised you the most? What has surprised me about BookTube the most is how gracious you all are about being mocked by myself. Let's call it, I'm a fan of friendly ribbing. I did my Idiot's Guide to Unboxing videos, which was basically just a straight up jab at the BookTube community and their fondness for opening boxes of books that apparently they have no idea what's within, and heaping praise on it regardless. So I don't know. I think, yeah, I mean, you're a community BookTube that doesn't take itself too seriously. You're not spatting with each other like children for the most part. You're sensible. You've got a good head on your shoulders. And even though I make fun of you sometimes, I do love you. So do keep that in mind. Number 6. What are some of your goals? These don't have to be book goals, Michael pointed out. They can just be goals like in football. No, so some of my goals are to save money, which is almost impossible now because I'm underpaid, and spend too much money on knickknacks like the crisps, not little bits of tat to have in my house. Number 7. If you could meet, dead or alive, any writer, artist, or musician, who would they be? I would meet Wes Craven, because he created most of my favourite horror films. Scream, Nightmare on Elm Street, and that's it. And I really do. I love Wes Craven. I think he's made a load of good stuff over his time. I think it'd be really interesting to have met him. Obviously, now being dead, I'm going to have to hire a ghost detective to get him to come over to my house and chat with me, because that will definitely work. Number 8. Would you rather have your life written by your favourite author or be portrayed in a film about your life by your favourite actor? Oh, I don't really have a favourite actor. I couldn't point to someone and go, yeah, mate, I'd want him to be me in a film. Because let's face it, the only person who could be me in a film is Seth Rogen. And he's not anywhere near my favourite actor. Oh dear. The live film of my life would be shit. In terms of my favourite author, I mean, I still have Emily St. John Mandel is probably still my favourite author on the whole, and all of the books by her are quite tragic. So maybe I wouldn't want my life to be written by her. She'd write it really well. It would be a lovely, lovely written story. I just would probably have a sad, unfulfilled life at the end of it, and that's not fun. Maybe come back to me in like 5 or 10 years and see how life has turned out for me, and then we'll get back to that. Number 9. What are some of the challenges you had to overcome or would like to improve upon in regards to your channel? Consistency. My channel has the consistency of ice cream that has been left out of the freezer for a long time and has then been put back in the freezer to freeze again. I'm going to let you decide what that means all by yourselves. I'm not helping you with this. I don't owe you anything. Number 10. What advice would you give to someone that is thinking about deleting their BookTube channel? Just don't. Just don't do that. Like, why? Like, okay, so let's break this. So if you're gonna delete your channel, right? Say you wake up and you're like, oh man, like, I really don't like what I've done here. My BookTube channel shit. It's not growing. Like, this is true of me. My channel's shit and it's not growing. So if you're saying all this stuff to yourself and you think, oh, do you know what? Sod it. I'll just delete my channel. Why do that when you could just say, sod it, I won't upload? Just leave it there. Just leave it there. It's not costing actually you any money to have that channel up. You may as well leave it there. You can use it to comment on people's videos, if nothing else. You can use it to follow your subscribers, if nothing else. And eventually, you might want to go back to it. This is a thing that I have in quite a lot of aspects of my life. It sort of makes me a little bit of a hoarder in some ways. Like, there's a lot of stuff I'm like, oh, well, I'll never watch this film or I'll never read this book ever again. Might as well just get rid of it. But, if it comes back to it and just later down the road you decide, oh, actually, I wish I hadn't done that, well, it's too late, isn't it? You may as well keep it and not need it, than need it and not have it, is my philosophy. Take that on board. Have some wisdom from James. Number 11, who do you tag? Oh, I'm at the end of the tag. Number 11, who do you tag? I tag Curtis Books and Films. Why not? And I don't know if he's done it, but I'll tag Steve Donahue as well. I would tag Catalyst Reads, but he's invented it, so I can't. So thanks, Catalyst Reads, for creating this tag. I'm uploading it now. It'll be up on Tuesday, which is, you already know that because you watched it. See you later.